בשם השם נעשה ונצליח, שיעור תורה. ברוכים הבאים to our weekly shiur, STUMP the Rabbi, where after some divrei Torah, you guys will ask questions, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions today. We'll do our best, Be'ezrat Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us the answers. Tonight's shiur is going to be for the Refuah Shlema and Atzlacha Rabbah for Rabbi Ephraim ben Shulamit, Rabbanit Sarah bat Anat, Rabbanit Levana bat Sarah, Sarah bat Levana, Avi Mori David ben Esriya, Imi Morati Doris bat Jorah, and also for myself, Yaron ben Doris. Be'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us Refuah Shlema, Refuat HaNefesh, Refuat HaGuf. Hatzlacha Rabbah b'kol ma'aseh yadenu be'ezrat Hashem, and to all of Am Yisrael, all the righteous Noahides that donate and support our organization and help us with all the wonderful things that the organization, Baruch Hashem, is doing. So to start off, obviously there's a lot of things that have happened. Everything is, of course, part of the Torah, which we'll talk about, but a lot of things have happened, a lot of things are happening. So we'll start off with the thing that I know some of you have asked about. When I mentioned to you that a few days ago that after this lecture, I'm going to be taking a break. I don't know how long the break is going to be. That's because I have to have a surgery. Kadosh Baruch Hu, B'ezrat Hashem, will help us. And I don't really want to talk about the details. Don't ask me about it, not privately, not publicly. Who, what, when is wrong. I'm not looking for doctors. In so many words, I have to take care of something and have to have a surgery, B'ezrat Hashem, next week. And I'll be gone for a while. I don't know how long it's going to be, but B'ezrat Hashem, if you guys will pray for us, B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem will give us Refuah Shlema, and B'ezrat Hashem will be a successful surgery, and B'ezrat Hashem a end to this to this tikkun. So that's that. As far as the other thing that I'm sure more of you know about is what actually happened to all of our YouTube channels and everything that transpired over the last 48 hours. The last 48 hours have been quite a experience, a traumatizing one to say the least. And of course with Parashat Mishpatim, it has everything to do with it. Now, Parashat Mishpatim, and again, I'm going to talk about what happened in the last 48 hours, as our all of our channels, pretty much, email were hacked, hijacked, taken over completely, rebranded, and we've been working around the clock, literally. Hashem bless Team Hashem and everybody that's helped to Baruch Hashem get most of it back. It's been a very, very difficult situation, but it all has to do with Parashat Mishpatim. It all has to do with Parashat Mishpatim. See, Parashat Mishpatim, this week's parasha, is parasha that's right after we received the Torah at Mount Sinai, but really it's a continuation of the story. We're continuing to receive the Torah at Mount Sinai. But Parashat Mishpatim talks about the business laws, the laws of damages. And our sages teach us in the Gemara in Masechet Bava Kama that anyone that wants to be righteous should study the Torah business laws, or the laws of damages that are in the Gemara Masechet Bava Kama. This, of course, applies to Jews, not to non-Jews. Non-Jews are not allowed to study the Gemara. But of course, ethics in business, knowing what's right and wrong, is expected for everyone, including Noahides. Now, the question is, what does the way that you conduct your business, the way that you work for somebody as an employee, the way that you manage employees, have vendors, pay people, give refunds to your customers, whatever it is, all your business dealings, the way you buy real estate. What does that have to do with your spirituality? Because the Gemara is specifically saying, if you want to be righteous, you have to study these. Now, of course, everyone has to study them regardless. We're all expected to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but again, the question remains, what do the two things have to do with each other? And in fact, this has to do with adults, children, male, female, the working husband or wife, the wife that's taking care of the kids at home. It has to do with everybody. And the answer is that the way that you conduct your business, the way that you conduct your money affairs, has everything to do with your spirituality. So much so that the sages teach that violating these laws is not considered different than desecrating Shabbat. Now, while these statements of the sages seem exaggerated, of course, everyone that's clueless about the Torah laws immediately jumps at the fact that they think is exaggerated, like this one spiritually, almost critically ill person has been spamming me over the last couple of days of how he doesn't even think that wasting seed is from the Torah and it's okay, and all types of stupid things that he's mentioning. I don't even want to repeat them. People that are spiritually sick, typically, they always say, "Oh no, it's exaggerating. You're exaggerating." And of course, it does seem exaggerated. Business law. Okay, I didn't pay a refund. I didn't, work the hours that my boss thinks I worked. I didn't conduct my business affairs the right way, and therefore I'm in the same category as a Mechalel Shabbat. Yes. Technically. Why? Tonight, WWIII Yekarim, we're going to learn exactly what the sages mean and get some insight about the changes that all of us need to make. We're going to begin with what happened to us as an organization over the last 48 hours. This was not something that you could even ever prepare for. All the technology knowledge that you have cannot prepare you for this. And it all started with this email. This is an email that I got. As you can see, it's from YouTube, and it even has a YouTube address. So it's not like some, Zimbabwe.com. It's not some random numbers or some spam email. This came from YouTube. How somebody can send an email from YouTube when they're not really from YouTube? Of course, the scammers always find ways. This email from YouTube told us that there's a message from YouTube president or CEO about changes in the monetary policy. 40, 50-second video that in order to continue having a YouTube channel, you have to authorize it. And this is something that's happened many times. I mean, there's updates on YouTube and every other social media and every other bank and every other organization on a regular basis. You get emails, oh, we're changing the privacy policy, we're changing this policy, and you have to authorize, agree, disagree, read, ignore, whatever you want to do. In this case, this is one of those that you can't ignore. And they sent you a video. Now, they sent this video of the CEO of YouTube. Now, you knew that it's possible that it's AI moving his lips or whatever, but it didn't really make a difference. What you saw is a video, it's 40 seconds, saying if you want to continue with a YouTube account, you have to authorize this, take this form that's in the description box of the video, and put this code in there. And I alongside thousands upon thousands of people around the world fell for the scam. And the moment that I put it there, I knew I made a mistake. I didn't know why, but it didn't take long for me to realize, because within just literally a matter of 2 minutes or less, I see my access to my account has been changed, backup emails removed, backup passwords, and the backup passwords and the passkeys, everything literally in a matter of less than 2 minutes, maybe even, less than a minute. Everything is gone. Everything is out of our control. All of the channels, the main channels, the main English channel that you're watching this on, which Baruch Hashem right now is closing in on 70,000 subscribers. The Spanish channel, Baruch Hashem, that has something like 23,000 subscribers. The Rabbi Ephraim's channel, pretty much everything. We have across our everything, probably something like 20 or so different channels, whether it be the Spanish, Chinese, Korean, Arabic, French, German, Russian, Portuguese, and other languages I don't remember right now. The Tshuva music channel for the music that everybody, Baruch Hashem, loves. The BH Kids channel that Baruch Hashem many people love, especially mothers that can give some kosher Torah in English and Hebrew to their kids. That's entertaining, that's up to date with the technology. And Baruch Hashem, lots of channels, lots of work, lots of, employees and volunteers and helpers and endless work. Over a decade worth of work. And you see all of that literally within a matter of seconds disappear. Everything is out of your control. You lost access to everything. And what makes bad into worse is when you see that they take, literally within 2 minutes, they take your channel and their other channels and rebrand everything. You look at this, they're publicizing some cryptocurrency crooked company. How do I know it's crooked? Because obviously they're doing this. This corrupt company calls it under his name, Brad G, his long, ugly last name. But yet you see, if you get close enough, the channel is still my handle, Rabbi Yaron Reuven. But they took everything. Changed everything, literally within a matter of seconds. All of our videos hidden. And if that's not bad enough, within a matter of seconds later, they're already scheduling a live stream with this guy on there, this Brad guy. And they're marketing it. I mean, I would love to know how they marketed it, that literally within seconds after this guy went live, which was, I think, about a half hour after they took over the channel, they had over 35,000 people watching it live. And again, how quickly they did it and what they did was just unimaginable. And they started, and immediately they put all types of different videos on the channel. How they got it, how they uploaded everything so quickly is beyond me. They had superhuman technology. So you see this guy is on there, he's giving a live feed as if this is his channel, as if the Spanish channel is his channel, as if all the channels are his. And when he's done, then you have another guy. And they're just putting one video after another. And of course, we're seeing this in real time, trying not to lose our minds. There's no one you can call. YouTube, Google does not even have a phone number that you can contact. In fact, you can't even contact them through the YouTube or the Google website. You have to go to Twitter, you have to go to X to go contact them, and then when everything is slow motion, and you have to convince them that your account has been hijacked, and not only everything is hacked, you have no access to your stuff, and God only knows what else they're trying to get, passwords for different things, for financials, for this, and obviously, Baruch Hashem, they focused on YouTube. And that was the most bizarre thing of it. And again, this happened to thousands and thousands of people, not just us, because of how good the scam was. I mean, it came literally from a YouTube email. How can you possibly even prepare for such a thing? And of course, all the people say, "Yeah, but I knew all the ones that didn't fall for it. Usually don't really have a active following either." Say, no, I would have known. All right, whatever. You would have known. You didn't know. Point being is that you, alongside thousands of people, are filing these forms to convince the YouTube that everything has been hijacked. It's really not theirs. It's yours. Okay, so send us an email. Yeah, but they took over the email too. But I have this, another email. Yeah, but that email, it used to be part of the account. Yeah, but it's not part of the account now because they removed it. All right, so put the password. Yeah, but the password doesn't work. All right, put the passkey, but the passkey doesn't work, and everything is gone. And you have to go through this whole thing. And you have no idea if you're ever going to get it back. Some people are saying, listen, that's happened to me. It took me a couple of months to get it back. Some people saying I didn't get it back. Some people saying I got it back within a few days. There's no perfect science here. And Baruch Hashem, Rabotai, we literally worked around the clock, filling out forms, sending messages from every which way. Whether it's myself or the team, Yona, Vimesh, Baruch Hashem, everybody's, there's obviously a lot of other people on the team, but, the three of us were the main ones that were dealing with this fire, and God bless them for that. Wasn't that the others didn't want to help. It's just there was nothing to do. And you're trying to keep your sanity, and all while I'm getting this happening, the humorous part of it is that some of you, send me messages. I think your account got hacked. It's like somebody, fell off a cliff, broke their leg, and then somebody walks by them and says, I think you broke your leg. Like, you really think you acknowledged it and we're not? Like, we're so far removed from reality? But whatever, people are trying their best, and there's, Baruch Hashem, since there's so many people, so you keep getting the same message over and over again. What happened to your account? What happened to this? Where's the thing? Why is this happening? But the strangest part of the whole thing is that you would think somebody hacks into everything, takes control, they're after money. But that wasn't the case. They're after money, but they're also looking to destroy the channels. Because within, I think, about an hour, maybe 2 hours, I don't know, it's kind of hard to track the time at this point once you lose control, and, when all the videos they're posting and everything, YouTube shuts down everything. Why? They violated the policies. They posted things that you're not allowed to post, which, again, I wasn't really tracking, aside from the first initial posts. Everything is shut down, deleted, the accounts are gone, and now, you don't even know if you're ever going to get it back. So you have 10 years worth of work, and Ishtabach Shimolah, the Kadosh Baruch Hu, how great he is, how big he is, shows you how amazing he is, and how big he is, where no matter where you stand, who you think you are, who you don't, what you build, what you didn't do, in a second, it all can disappear as if it never existed. I mean, it's miraculous. I mean, this was my first realization. As this was all happening, after I started collecting myself, and I started laughing and just say, "Shtabach Shimolad." Amazing how Hashem Natan, Hashem Lakach, Hashem Evorach. Hashem took, Hashem gave, Hashem took. May His name be blessed. But look how great He is. How in a second, over a decade worth of work from myself, from Rabbi Ephraim, from the other rabbis of the organization, from the volunteers, from the employees, from the films, from the everything is gone as if it never existed. It doesn't even have your name on there anymore. There's a different ugly guy on there, and his company, pretending to be legitimate, is there. It's gone. Everything you have is gone. And if you've dealt with YouTube and social media and Facebook and all that stuff, there's really no reason for you to think that this is ever going to be undone. Because, and we've had situations that were much less than this happen to us. On Facebook, somebody would post something by mistake, or there was a copyright issue, and literally years have gone by, and Facebook has not removed certain flags they have in our accounts, which do not allow most people to even see our accounts unless they actually search for them specifically. It's called shadow banning. Like literally emails, phone calls, money, whatever you can imagine. Years. It's been 5 years. They haven't changed anything. They haven't fixed the issue. UPS, it owes us thousands of dollars for mistakes that they've made. I'm waiting for the refund for a year and a half. Now, every week we ship UPS. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars every month shipping stuff to all over the place. All these boxes that you guys get, that you order from the Kiruv store, cost a fortune. Every shipment. If it's, local, it's this amount. If it's going to New York, it's going to California, it's going to Canada. Some of these packages, just the shipping alone, is $200, $300, $400. So we're spending thousands of dollars on shipping these books and these USBs and everything else. And definitely appreciate when people donate to help us with it. Unfortunately, most people like to order, don't necessarily always like to donate, but Hashem sends one way or the other. But either way, we spend a fortune. We're an active account with UPS already for many, many years. Even before Bezat Hashem had it, on Wall Street. Over 2 decades. Refunds for their mistakes that they admitted, that they confirmed. You're wasting your time. They owe me thousands of dollars. Emails. Even the supervisors within UPS cannot even do anything about it. Like literally, it's a whole thing. Another shipping company we have in Israel lost a bunch of stuff that we have. They just said, oh yeah, we can cover 1% of the damage. Like, it's just, people have no concept of taking ownership of their mistakes, of their anything. So there's really no reason for you to think that you're going to get any of this back, and you just lost everything. You could do whatever you can to fix, but what are you going to do? But HaKadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, and Baruch Hashem, He simply made things start to work. The emails got through, we got responses, we filled out, we proved our cases, and miraculously within less than 48 hours, we started getting control of one account at a time, fix it, remove stuff that these criminals put on, redo things. And I would say now, Baruch Hashem, everything, we obviously changed a bunch of passwords for other things, for different sites, for PayPal, for, the other, for banks, everything else, obviously well before that. But the point is that almost everything is back to normal. There's only one small channel in Dutch that hasn't come back yet. But that was actually our newest channel that, was not really developed yet. It was only a handful of videos and maybe 50, 100 subscribers. But whatever, aside from that, everything is back, which is literally no less of a miracle than how HaKadosh Baruch Hu took it. In 1 second, HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed us how great He is and how it doesn't matter what you think you're doing, not doing. I want to remind you, I run the world, and in a second, everything is gone. Yeah, of course, the Satan had a great time. He enjoyed himself. He enjoyed driving us crazy. He enjoyed that we didn't sleep for a few days. He enjoyed all the problems. But the point is, who's in control of everything? Who allows all this to happen? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows, mamash, in a second, everything is gone. And that's an amazing, amazing lesson to learn. But at the same token, you also see Hashem's mercy and how much He loves His children. And as I wrote in the post, yes, I didn't respond to anybody that was sending me messages. Your channel was hacked. Where's your channel? I didn't respond to anybody. Only a couple of people were getting any responses from me because they were working with me on getting these accounts back. Aside from that, I didn't even see my kids for a couple of days. Literally was in this room without leaving. But after that, after everything started settling back, we sent out a post sometime in the middle of the night. Yes, our channels were hacked and hijacked, but Hashem got us back. Baruch Hashem. So this, Rabotai, is the story. It could happen to anyone. It did happen to countless people. But the question is, how does this have anything to do with what we said earlier, Parashat Mishpatim? You see, Parashat Mishpatim is the parasha of the Emet. Which Emet? The part of the Emet that talks about the most critical question that a person will be asked first. As soon as he gets to Shamayim, as soon as she gets to Shamayim, the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says, as soon as a person dies, the neshama is brought, after the chibut hakever, after the whole thing, neshama is brought up to Shamayim in front of the Bet Din of heaven and is asked questions. The first question it's asked, did you conduct your business with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in mind? That He runs the world. Meaning, did you cheat in business? Did you lie in business? Did you give maaser? Did you give tzedakah? Did you have a corrupt business that's predatory lending or some other forgery? Did you teach people to lie? Did you teach people to steal? Were you a thief yourself? What did you do in your business? It's not. No one asks you, what did you do in the synagogue? No one asks you, what did you do on your weekends for fun? But you are asked, how did you conduct your business? This is the first question, Rabotai Karim. And therefore, the Gemara in Masechet Bava Kama, page 38, says that one who wishes to become a religiously devout person should be careful regarding the laws of damages. And this refutes the misconception that religion is confined to ritual and temple services. Absolutely not. Your business affairs are your spiritual identity. In essence, it is your DNA. Because how you conduct your business says everything about how you conduct everything else. And Chachamim say one who is negligent with someone else's property is as irreligious as someone who is negligent in regards to Shabbat or Kashrut observance. So when a person works for someone or has people work for them, you have customers, you have vendors, you have suppliers, You have all types of things. And you don't know how to be a righteous person in business, you already failed the first question in the Bet Din of heaven. And saying Gehinnom is an understatement. As there are many stories, whether it be Rabbi Akiva, who saw a ruach carrying trees, and he looked black, and he told him to stop, commanded him to stop, and then asked him, why are you carrying all these trees? Who are these bosses? Are you a slave? I'll buy you. I'll help you. He says, no, I'm not from this world. I take these trees, I have to cut these trees every day, and then the Malachei Kabbalah burn me with them. Or it's Rabbi Yehuda Ftaya in his Sefer Ruchot Mesaprot, with a similar story by a woman named Rosa. Or it's another story by Rabbi Chaim Vital in the name of his rabbi, the Arizal. Or Rabbi Chaim Vital himself, another story. Or the story by the Chafetz Chaim. The common denominators about these people was immorality and business corruption. Tax collectors, people that stole money, lend money with interest, and immorality, wasting seed, promiscuity, and so on. But the ones that I mentioned specifically were, with the exception of Rosa, the rest of them were all business corruption, business affairs. They don't even go to Gehinnom. They go to Kaf HaKela and literally suffer for countless years. And the worst possible thing you can imagine. So here, Parashat Mishpatim, the Parashat of laws, tells us these are the laws. Which laws? Kosher laws? No. Which laws? Holidays? Not yet, at the end of the Parashat. These are laws of business. First business affair, servant. In those days, it was acceptable to have servants. One of the reasons was that aside that it was accepted in society in those days, this was one of the ways that a thief could pay back his theft if he didn't have the money. He would sell himself for a certain amount of years, and then as soon as he paid it back, it said he's free. Unless he wants to stay. But the point being is that the Torah doesn't just stay there. It talks about court, how you're not allowed to go to secular court. The Jew that goes to a secular court without going to a bedin, even if the secular court has the same rules as the Torah, that Jew is considered as if he's desecrating God's name and destroying the world. The Torah gives us all types of damages that happen, whether it's someone that took advantage of a young woman that was naive, or someone that hit somebody and hurt him or killed him, or even hit a relative or a servant, maidservant, or someone got into a fight, two people got into a fight, and a woman got hurt and ended up miscarrying because of that. Or his property caused damage to somebody else's property. He had an ox. The ox ran over a man or a woman or a kid, killed them, caused damages. In today's world, this would be like a car accident. Or somebody's property hurt somebody else's. All of these things are in the Parashat, Rabotai. And the Torah tells us You have to know these and live by them no less than observing Shabbat. No less than observing Shabbat. Because the Gemara says that the details in every law are so profound that Hashem even considers the suffering of the thief to make sure that he doesn't suffer too much. He's not allowed to suffer more than he's supposed to suffer because he's supposed to get hurt, but not just, there's no like, in a secular world, the laws are demented, make no sense whatsoever. In one country, doing investments in the stock market with what's called insider information is legal. And in fact, if you don't have insider information, you don't invest. It's like China, Japan, those countries, insider information is standard. In America, if you do the same thing, you go to jail for 5 to 25 years. On the other hand, somebody that kills somebody in America can get less time in jail than someone that made extra money or avoided losing money with insider information. Meaning, that guy that made money in a apparently illegal way according to the U.S. government is worse than someone that killed another person, or raped, or pedophilia, and all the other garbage that's out there. Now you would think, okay, so they say, let's say that's their custom, their money is their God, and therefore their laws of money are very strict, like you have in places like Singapore and Indonesia and these countries. They have very, very strict laws, specifics in regards to, whether it be cleanliness or specific language that people use, or different types of things that they have that are completely unacceptable in America, but over there it's acceptable. In Israel, for example, the chief judge that just got the top position is a criminal. Convicted criminal. They ask, how can you actually have a convicted criminal as the chief judge? What do they say? No, he didn't do nothing. He's perfect. He's the best. This is the new judge they put in power in the last several months. So you have all types of ridiculous things. The laws of mankind are completely warped. Now back to, let's say, for example, let's say you want to try to rationalize it. So, okay, fine. You know what? In America, their money is their God, and therefore the money laws, if you make money with insider trading, is so strict, worse than murder, worse than rape, worse than pedophilia, worse than everything else. So just don't be corrupt when it comes to money. Okay, that sounds reasonable, at least to a certain extent. Then how come this new multi-billion-dollar industry of cryptocurrency is full of corruption in unprecedented levels only seen at the time of the generation of Noach? Every single day, there is a new meme coin or crypto coin or all types of other garbage things that people are releasing that are outright Ponzi schemes, outright scams. Like literally they scam people out in the open. They tell people, buy this. I'm an insider, meaning he's giving insider information. People buy into it only to see the investment evaporate 90% moments after they did it. The guy put 10, 20, 50, $100,000 of his money because somebody told him, listen, this guy's a celebrity. He's a professional soccer player. He's a YouTuber. He's whatever he is. Apparently the President of the United States also promoted one of these things that went down 90%. Right before he went into office, a couple of days before he came into office. And his wife too. And both of these things went down drastically. But the point is that you see that this is outright stealing from people in broad daylight. And who makes the money? The insiders. The same people that would go to jail if you did that with stocks for 25 years are doing it in much larger numbers out in the open, where in the stock market, people that trade on insider trading, they hide it, they meet in secret places, they speak different ways, because they know it's wrong or it's illegal. Here in the cryptocurrency, what's been happening the last couple of years, out in the open, they tweet about it. They make videos about it, laughing at people. And then they promote another coin. It's become so easy that even a 13-year-old did this 3 times in a matter of less than a month. Launched something, robbed everybody's money. Couple of days later, launched something again, robbed everybody's money. A few days later, launched something, robbed everybody else again, and made a video making fun of them. If you do even one of those things in the stock market, the same financial market in the US, first transaction, you're in jail for countless years. Here, they're doing it every day out in the open, and the X or Twitter is a cesspool promotion for all of these. That and Reddit and all the other social media platforms. So you see that the laws of man are corrupt and make no sense. But when you go into the laws of the Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says there's no such thing as being a criminal without consequences. And if somebody gets away with it in this world, they still don't get away with it in the next world. Nobody gets away with it. But even if you go in this world and you found a thief, you caught the thief, he stole the equivalent of a car, he stole an ox. He gets, unlike stealing money where he has to pay double, he stole the ox, he has to pay 5. He has to pay 5-fold. But if he stole a sheep, 4. What's the difference? A sheep or an ox? Torah says, in Bava Kama, page 79b, that if he stole the sheep, he already got embarrassed to a certain extent, because unlike an ox, you could just walk with it. Like a car, you could drive with it, pretend like it's yours. There's nothing embarrassing about it. People think nothing of it. But with the sheep, you can't just walk around like nothing. You have to carry this thing on your shoulders. It's embarrassing. So he got embarrassed a little bit, so his fine is less. The precision in the law shows you that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has mercy even on the criminal. Doesn't mean that the criminal gets away with murder or can do whatever they want. No, everybody gets punished. But the point being is that the laws of the Torah are unlike anything you can find in secular court, no matter what country. And therefore, the Rambam says a person has to know that when it comes to this guy that stole the sheep or the ox or whatever he stole, This is not just to teach you, don't steal. This is also to teach you that it's forbidden to buy stolen property. Because by buying stolen property, you are encouraging the thieves to continue with their trade. You become an accomplice to the crime. And therefore, the Torah demands not only that people don't sin, but they don't do anything that will encourage or imply approval of dishonesty that other people have. You have a friend, you know that his business is corrupt. He steals from his customers. He's in this cash advance business that teaches their employees to lie to people. Like this recordings that I've heard from one of the cash advance companies that is targeting employees in Israel, even though the customers are in America. And he has training recordings. And I heard this with my own ears. How he teaches his employees to lie to people about who they are. Pretend like they work for the government. Pretend like they are in some type of business administration segment of the government or something else. Pretend like they're simply not criminals. And the way he talks with confidence and conviction that this is not a big deal. Lying to people is not a big deal. Being a predator is not a big deal. According to him. And he also pretends to be religious too, by the way. Don't think that he's Mechalel Shabbat. No. You see him, you're going to see him in shul on Shabbat. He has talit on. On Sunday, you'll see him with tefillin on. You'll even see him give tzedakah. How many of these organizations are raising millions of dollars from hands that have blood on them? Knowingly. They know that the guy has a cash advance business. They know that the guy has a crooked business. But they still go to him for donations. Why? He's making so much money every month. They don't feel shy about asking him for $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. Whereas the other people that are in standard businesses, even if they're successful, people are always gun shy of asking for a lot of money. But the cash advance business, debt consolidation business, which is a new scam that's being merged with the cash advance, this is all called fast money. Fast money. People literally, they start day one without even knowing the definition of cash advance, without even knowing how to balance their checkbook. Within a matter of a few months, they're already making tens of thousands of dollars by literally destroying people's lives in the process. What? It's not my fault that he couldn't pay it. It's not your fault that he couldn't pay it. What? You didn't think that if he borrowed money at a APR of 100%, 200%, 300%, it's impossible for him to pay it, especially since he has to make payments every single day in many of these cases. They literally take money out of his bank account every single day. And if he defaults on one of them, he's done for. Even if he made 900 payments in a row, he defaults on one, he's done with. Could lose his business, lose his car, lose his house, lose everything. And he has to make these payments. Why? Because the percentage is so high. 60, 80, 100, in some cases 4,000%. There's no way that the creditors are willing to wait a whole month for payments. 2 months for no, they're not waiting a year. No, they take payments literally, in many cases, every single day, in some cases, once a week. But in all cases, Rabotai, every one of the people that borrows money ends up having to borrow more money. Not because his business needs more, but he now needs more because the rate of interest that was charged, the neshech, the bite of the snake, that these criminals take from him every day, every month, is so big he didn't realize how big it is. It sounded good. So now he has to refinance the loan and get another loan. And that's why a very high percentage of the people, if my memory is correct, well over 70% of the people that borrow money from these cash advance businesses have to get a second loan. Why? Because the first loan put them in so much trouble, they need more time, they need more money to pay back the first loan. And literally, Rabotai, while there are many Gentiles in this business, many secular people in this business, unfortunately, there are also many people that call themselves religious Jews in this business. And these people are making a fortune. Not just the owners, like it's typical in businesses, if there's success, the owners are the ones that make a lot of money. Yeah, of course the owners are making a fortune. But even regular employees, guys that literally may not even know the alphabet without getting some assistance from somebody. Within a matter of a couple of months, they're making tens of thousands of dollars. And no one thinks much of it. I have a guy that's saw my film, or at least one of my shulim about the topic. He's like, listen, I have a business that sells, I don't know, some product, furniture or whatever it sells. Small business sells it, but I was struggling with it. And in the same building, there's a cash advance business that needed a bookkeeper. So they hired me. Bookkeeper you can get for $100 a month, $200 a month. You get bookkeepers for nothing. They're paying this guy $150,000 a year to be a bookkeeper. You didn't think there's anything wrong with it? That they're paying you so much money to be a bookkeeper? Well, it's a lot of money and it's helping me run my business. Yeah, you're killing people. You're the guy that's processing all the death certificates. No, but there's no way that maybe it's allowed or maybe not. What's allowed? What's allowed? How could it possibly be allowed? You know firsthand when you look at any of the loans. On day one, everyone seems happy. The broker is happy. The customer is happy. The bookkeeper is happy. The clerk is happy. The secretary is happy. Even the phone company is happy. But it doesn't take much longer before that changes. And the customer realizes that he just made a mistake of his life. Why? Because he didn't realize that 50% per 6 months is really 100% per year. And even if it was just 50%, it's still predatory. But he didn't realize that he has to pay double the money just to break even. He borrowed $10,000, he has to give $20,000. He didn't realize that. Where is he going to get that kind of money? He figured it's going to be like a credit card. You borrow $10,000, you have to give back, I don't know, $12,000, $13,000. No, Habibi. Not only you have to pay double, you have to pay double now. You don't even have 5 years, 10 years to pay it. And they're getting all the young, naive, or the struggling Jews to go into this business. We're going to tell them, where else are you going to make $10,000, $20,000 a month without having experience and all types of certificates and diplomas? And so where are you going to make that kind of money? The best job you can get is maybe working in a stockroom, maybe a couple $100s a week. Here I'm telling you, I'm giving you a job, you can make a couple $100s an hour. For what? Making phone calls, answering phone calls. They don't tell them for murdering people and destroying their life. They don't tell them. And I heard phone calls of people, of victims of these cash advance companies. How they started off with one small loan. The business was good. The business was successful. The business was making $7 million a year. And a small loan to get them to close a deal faster than they would otherwise. Small loan for a few $100,000 has now ballooned into 7 loans that are 10 times the size of the original loan because of what happened, because of the interest. The $7 million business literally is using the vast majority of its profits just to pay the loans. There's no profits. The owner is sleeping in the office. And you think this is one business? Countless businesses like this. But yet, there are organizations, there are rabbis, there are all types of people that know what I'm saying to you is true, but they still put their check mark on it. They still accept the donations from these criminals. They still even ask them for donations. They still call them tzaddik. They still pretend like everything is good. Every one of these people is going to go to Gehinnom, Kafakela, and all the worst possible things that I ever told you about from the Torah, and the stuff that I didn't tell you about. And it will never come out. Why? They are literally creating a Holocaust. And this Parashat Mishpatim tells us the business laws, Rabotai Yekarim. If you violate them, you're no different than a Mechalel Shabbat. Now, most people think, okay, well, I'm not in the cash advance business. I'm not in the these corrupt businesses. I work for a telephone company. I work for a computer company. I work for a law company, whatever. Okay, great. You think that you're fine because you work? Your employer pays your salary? Yes. You have to go to work? Yes. What time to what time you have to go to work? Let's just say you have to go 9 to 5. Now you work 9 to 5, as far as the hours, as far as what pay you get. But in reality, you don't work 9 to 5. According to statistics, the average person that works 8 hours a day, according to the salary, maybe get 1 hour per day of actual work. Why? The rest of the time they're wasting. The rest of the time they're wasting on the phone with their girlfriend, with their boyfriend, with their phone company, fixing their phone, buying a phone, doing grocery shopping, chit-chatting with the coworkers, going to lunch, going to the bathroom, hiding in the bathroom. 8-hour workday, average person is getting an hour. Some companies already started instituting changes. Get people to log on to see what they're actually doing. And you see, oh yeah, he logged in for 5 hours. He logged in for 5 hours. But according to the system, he didn't work for 5 hours. The computer was on for 5 hours. Yeah, computer doesn't go off. He was logged on with his keyboard. Sure. But according to the system, according to reality, in the best case scenario, out of the 5 hours, maybe he worked 30% of the time. Maybe. Why? He's a thief. She's a thief. What did he do the rest of the time? I don't know. Watch YouTube, play on their phone, went grocery shopping, play with their kids, play with their, with tools. Who knows what they did? And they think, well, but I'm religious. I'm a religious person. I pray to God every day. Okay, you can pray as much as you want. But guess what? You have a very serious problem. No different than a Mechalel Shabbat. No different. Why? You're a thief. Now, there are some employers that don't care. Why? They don't really care how much time you actually work. They care about results. He says, listen, you have whatever time out of this day that you're working. I don't really care. I'm not paying you I don't care about the time. If you finish your work in an hour, go to the beach for all I care. For the rest of the day. I don't care what you do. There are certain employees like that. But the vast majority of employers are not like that. They pay you for 9 hours because they expect a high percentage of those 8 or 9 hours to be actual work, not for it to be you doodling with your hands and drawing pictures and chit-chatting with your friends on TikTok. They're not paying you for that. So while you may not be the criminal from the cash advance business, the criminal that is selling things that don't exist, the criminal that says, I'm going to do debt consolidation, but in reality, after you pay me the fee, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to tell you owe the money. I'm going to tell you that I can help you with your tax refund. But in reality, you didn't do anything. You're not getting anything. I can help you with your credit problems. In reality, I didn't do anything. Yeah, but you got the fee. I paid you $1,000. Paid you $5,000. Yeah. Why didn't you do the work? No, we tried. It just didn't work. What did you try? No, we tried stuff. Can you show me what you tried? No, we don't keep a record of all that stuff. Can you show me some emails? No, we don't keep it. We can't show our internal emails. Also, so in so many words, I have to take your word that you actually tried and did something, even though there was no results whatsoever. And the money that I paid you, the $1,000, the $1,500, the $2,000, the $5,000, there's no way of getting that back. Right. And you think it's the only one? People in construction business. How many people you know are in construction business? Everybody's in construction. Why? Easiest business in the world to steal money. Well, everybody makes a little bit of money, everybody has issues. Yes, senor. What can I do for you? Well, we want to fix our kitchen. Okay, we'll fix your kitchen. What about your living room? Oh, maybe the living room too. Okay, no problem. Give me a quote. Okay, get quote. 40,000, 50, 100, 200,000, depends where you live. Okay, you have to give half the money now. Okay, give them half the money. He's excited. She's excited. We're going to have a new kitchen. Yay! Okay. They start destroying stuff. 40, 50% into the job. All of a sudden, they don't show up to work. Hey, what happened? How come you're not in my house today finishing the kitchen? No, we have another job. But I paid you for mine. Yeah, you paid us, but other people paid us also. When are you going to finish? When are you going to come? I don't know, I'll let you know. Weeks pass by. You're still with a broken kitchen. You're still missing tiles on the floor, on the walls, on everything. Well, you already got half the money, 75% of the money, sometimes all the money. And good luck if you actually think that he's going to finish the job. Most people that do remodeling jobs have to at least go through 3 contractors. Why? First 2 cheat. The third one already finishes most of what was left. In so many words, every time you go into a house that was remodeled, you're always going to find there's something missing. Missing brick here, missing there. Why? Criminals. And this is standard. Replacing air conditioners, replacing this, cars, whatever, every business, corruption has become standard, Rabotai. And every single one of these people is going to suffer tremendously in this world and the next. Why? Being corrupt in business, Rabotai Karim, means you failed the first question that you will be asked in Shamayim. The first question you'll be asked in Shamayim. Torah says, Parashat Mishpatim, chapter 22, verse 24, when you lend money to my people, to the poor person who is with you, do not act towards him as a creditor. Do not lay interest upon him. If you take your fellow's garment as security until sunset, shall you return it to him? For it alone is his clothing, his garments. What's going on here? Okay, great. There's no such thing as asking somebody, are you Jewish, before you give him a loan. Therefore, no matter what a person thinks he's doing, for sure, if he's in the lending business, he's also lending to Jews, and he also lost his Olam Haba because of that too. And that's not just, even if he's doing it with low interest rates. Now, there are many businesses outside of lending, consulting, legal, investments, where lying is part of the practice. They lie about themselves. They lie about their capability. Oh, you want a new website? No problem. We can have it for you in 3 weeks. Now, they know the last 10 customers that they got, they also told them the same thing. 3 weeks. And the last 10 customers, not a single one of them got it in 3 weeks. In the best case scenario, 2, 3, 4 months. But they still do it. They still lie to the next customer to get the deal. They want the 10,000, 20,000, whatever they're going to get. You call the lawyer, listen, I have a case. This guy caused me damage, car accident, this. What do you think of the case? I think it's very strong. I don't see how you could lose this one. I think you're very strong. Listen, I can't guarantee, but it looks very, very strong. Yeah? Okay. All right. You sound good. I want to hire you as my lawyer. All right. Sign over here. Pay the retainer $5, $10, $15, $20,000. And we'll get to work. All right. The moment that money comes in, all of a sudden, the next conversation, the lawyer doesn't sound so confident. Listen, it's a tough case. Yeah, but you knew everything beforehand. Tough case. What do you tell me? Tough case. I don't care. A tough case. I paid you. I paid you for a tough case. Yeah, listen. It's. I don't think it's going to cost. I don't think it's going to be. It's going to be a tough case. I think maybe you want to settle for 2% of what you asked for. Maybe you're going to owe them money. What? But what do you mean? But I paid you. But I paid you. I paid you, and you told me that it's easy. How could I lose? You are more confident than me. I don't know, but I don't remember saying that. I told you, I can't guarantee anything. That's what I do remember saying. All of a sudden, they have all the right words to say. Now, guess what? We think you're the first customer. They did this too. Every customer, he says the same thing. Every customer, he tells them before the retainer, very confident, you're doing great. The money comes in, all of a sudden the confidence, the patience, the time, the expertise, everything goes out. Everything goes out of the window. Why? Made the sale already. Made the sale. Lawyer, accountant, doctor, software engineer, developer, it doesn't matter what profession. Lying has become standard policy in the world. And the Torah says in chapter 23, verse number 7, distance yourself from a false word. Not only don't lie, but if you know that in your company there are liars, what permission do you have to work there? If you know that the way that they're making money is by lying to everybody, over-promising and under-delivering, if they even deliver, why do you think it's a good place to work? Well, listen, all I do is just the bookkeeping. Oh, so you're pretty much tallying all the dead, all the victims. WWIII, it's a very, very difficult world to live in when corruption is everywhere you look. When corruption is everywhere you look. Most people send me business questions. It's not because the idea is difficult or the question is difficult. 8 out of 10 business questions that I get, and it's not just me, I can assure you it's pretty much everybody, that you get from people, 8 out of 10 questions that people ask you about whether something is allowed or not allowed is because what they're doing is corrupt. Is because what they're doing is wrong. Am I allowed to sell this product even though I got it from somebody else without paying it? Can I still sell it and make money? Well, do you think the creator of this product, call it software, call it hardware, call it whatever you want to call it, do you think the guys that invested their time, their money to pay employees, to pay for the internet, to pay for contractors, to pay for merchandise, to pay for tools. Do you think that their intention when they built all of this was for you to take it for free and you make the money? You think that was their idea? You think they're so noble and kind that they invested paying employees, salaries. They paid for electricity. They paid for vacations. They paid for times off. They paid for sick days. They paid all of that so they could create something, not because they want to make money, chas v'shalom. No. They don't want to make money. They want you to make the money so you could sell it because you found a way to hack it. You found a way to steal it. You think that's what their intention was? Well, I don't know. I'm asking if I'm allowed. I don't know. Of course you know. Of course you don't need a rabbi for this. You have to go to prison for this. That's how you're going to learn. But in this world, nobody goes to prison for doing that. Why? Corruption is expected. In this world, corruption is standard. Standard, Rabotai. Big companies, small companies. Doesn't make a difference. Insurance companies, even when I was in the financial business, we always laughed at this. Insurance companies have two buildings. One building to sell the policies, one building deny the claims. That's how it works. One building, make the sales, get people to get insurance. Hey, Mr. Reuven, you want to get a disability policy just in case something happens? I mean, you're making a lot of money. In case something happens, you want the business to continue running. Sure, how much it costs? All right, it costs a few thousand a month and so on and so forth. All right, what's it going to give me? All right, it's supposed to give you $135,000 a month just in case, so it'll cover your expenses at least. Okay, I'll pay a few $1,000s. I'll get $135,000. No problem. Okay, fine. Here, where do I sign? So, the first building made the sale. For years, you're paying this policy because in case something happens, even though when you bought it, you're perfectly healthy, everything is good. You don't really expect anything to go wrong. You don't buy an insurance policy for your house because you expect it to get burned. You buy it in case it gets burned. You don't buy car insurance because you expect to get into car accidents or you expect somebody to steal your car. No, it's in case that happens. So you pay the insurance. So the first building, the product seemed perfect. The health product, the car product, the disability product, whatever product. First building, experts. They're friendly. They have good marketing material. They seem even generous when they give you these little tchotchkes to make you feel like you're buying into a brand name and a reputation. When are you going to find out the whole thing is one big hoax? When it's time to file a claim. When it's time to file a claim, all of a sudden you see that it's not as easy to get money from this policy that promised to get you money as it was to pay the money. Paying the money is always easier. Paying the bills, always on time. Hashem have mercy on you if you're late on your bills. Always on time. The landlord always wants you to pay the rent on time. Mortgage company always pay it on time. Same date, same time. Delivery people right now need the money. Don't mess with me. Don't be late. I can't handle lateness. Send you 500 emails, threats, calls. Oy. Just the headache that you get from being late, even a few hours or a few days, is not worth being late. So paying the money, no problem. People are proud of themselves when they pay everything on time. But getting the money, getting that refund when they did something wrong or didn't give you the product, or the product doesn't work, or filing an insurance claim, all of a sudden you see, wait, the product doesn't really work like you said it does. You said if something happens, you're going to give me money. Well, something happened. Something happened. How come I'm not getting the money? Listen, that's a different building. What do you mean different building? Your insurance company? No, we're in the building of selling. Okay, Where's the other guy? No, he's a different building. He's across the street. So go over there, talk to him. I can't. That's not my job. What do you mean it's not your job? You told me you're the... What? I'm sorry. Good luck. Good luck, though. Good luck. If you have any friends that want to buy the insurance, let me know, though, okay? I need some referrals for my business. I want to get a free trip this year if I become top salesman. Okay? Thanks. All right, good luck to you, though. Sorry to hear that you're dealing with trouble, but I'm sure it'll work out. How are you so sure? I don't know, really. I'm really so sure, but I hope it works out. Either way, if you have referrals, send them over to me. Rabotai Yekarim, corruption has become standard, so standard, that just like the generation of Noah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw that people were stealing in open daylight. They were going to stores and start taking little bit. Oh, I'll take some peanuts. Let me try them out. I'll take some olives. Let me try them out. Oh, you want to buy? No. I'll drink some of this. Let me try it out. Everybody wanted to try out, but nobody wanted to buy. And they did it every day until the guy had no more merchandise to sell. Everybody was corrupt when it came to business. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, such a world has no right to exist. No right to exist. So now, Rabotai Karim, you have a slave. A slave in the Torah is not like a slave that exists in this world, whether it be the slaves in Egypt, what they did to us for 116 years of slavery, or what they did to the Africans in Africa, or even in America for so many years, or what they still do to this day in the Middle East, in different parts of Asia, and even in America. There's slaves still everywhere. They're just called something different today. No, slave in the Torah, the Hebrew slave, Torah says something interesting. What does it say? It says this slave, he may not want to leave. What do you mean he may not want to leave? He doesn't want to go home to his wife, his kids, relax, go build a company, go make some money, ride his horse whenever he wants. No, he may not want to leave. Why? Because one of the laws of the Torah on the slave, as it says in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 16, Ki tov lo imach. What is it? Because it has been good for him with you. Huh? The slave? Yeah, the slave. What do you mean it's good for him with you? You see, this Hebrew slave, he, after he got in trouble for stealing, and he didn't have the money to pay back, he had to pay back by being a slave. But it doesn't mean you could just beat him up, torture him. Can't do all that stuff that they did to the African Americans, to the Africans, to the Indonesians, no, you can't do that. The Jews, you can't do that. Can't do that to them. No. The Torah itself says you have to be good to him. What do you mean good to him? What, say good morning? No, not just good morning. No. You have to be good to him with food. Yeah, well, I gave him a piece of bread. No, you can't just give him a piece of bread. So what do I have to give him? What kind of bread do you have? Well, I gave him a black bread. Yeah, but what do you have? Well, I have white bread. Why are you eating white bread? Well, I mean, it's more expensive. I like it. It's better. It's much better quality. Well, guess what? If you eat white bread, he has to eat white bread. What? But he's a slave. Slave, no slave. You eat white bread, he has to eat white bread. But it's expensive. Okay. I can only afford one. So give it to him. And you eat the black bread. Are you serious? Yeah. He gets the better bread. Yes. What about the drink? Well, I have to give him better wine too. Now you're getting it. Sure. Yes. What do you mean? I gave him some drink, but I got the more expensive stuff for myself and my wife and my kids. I work really hard. He's my slave. Exactly. You have to give him the better stuff. If you cannot afford the better stuff for both of you, he gets it. And that's why the Gemara says, because it has been good for him with you. He doesn't want to leave. This teaches that your servant shall be with you in food and with you in drink. Meaning, it should not be that you eat bread made from fine flour and he eats bread from inferior flour. No, no, no. Or that you drink aged wine. It's higher quality. And he drinks new wine, lower quality. No, no, no. Or that you sleep on top of a soft mattress and he sleeps on top of straw. Absolutely not. That's not good. Ah. What kind of slave is this? Exactly, that's the Jewish slave of the Torah. On the account of this, it was said, anyone who buys a Jewish servant has virtually bought a master for himself. If you cannot afford the good stuff of both of you, then he's become the master over you. So now comes Rabbi Chaim Shmuelevitz and says, who would do such a thing? First of all, the guy that's a slave, he's not exactly Mr. Kosher, he's a thief. And not only he's a thief, who would want to bring a thief into his house for 6, 7 years? Who wants to do that? And let's just say, okay, fine, he owes you the money, you make him into a slave, you'll put some security cameras so he doesn't steal from you again. But with these types of conditions, better bread, better drink, better pillow, better mattress, better everything, why would anybody want to do this? Says Rabbi Chaim Shmuelevitz, the answer to this, Rabotai Karim, is that anyone that buys an etrog for Sukkot for $1,000, an expensive etrog, is also going to buy a slave. Meaning, just like you can buy an etrog for $30, $40, but you still choose to buy much more expensive, $400, $500, $600, $1,000, $2,000 you're buying an etrog, not because you have lots and lots of money, but because you value the mitzvah. That's why you buy an expensive etrog. If you value the mitzvah, you'll buy a slave too. Why you buy a slave? Not because you want to have a thief in your house. Not because you want these conditions where you have to give him the better bed and the better drink. No, but because you want the mitzvah. Because you want the mitzvah. But if a person doesn't look at the world that way, he doesn't look at the world that way. He looks at the world, listen, I got to get everything for me. I got to get everything for me. Whatever's beneficial for me, that's what I'm going to do. Even if it's not a mitzvah. Then such a person, they're not going to be careful with their business. They're not going to be careful with the rest of the mitzvot. And they're going to be corrupt. They're going to be crooked. They're going to become the enemies of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Rabotai, the number of people that pretend to be kosher, act kosher, go to shul, give tzedakah, act charitable, look righteous, but in reality they're criminals. Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows the number. But I can tell you, the world is an illusion. The world is an illusion. People are in all types of businesses. Sometimes they're even rabbis, and they're corrupt. I had one guy, used to work for me. And then he decided that he has a better opportunity somewhere else. I said, good luck to you. Didn't exactly agree with the way that he ended things, but wished him the best. It wasn't too long after that he came back and said, listen, can I work for you again? What do you mean? You had a better opportunity. Usually people don't come back from a better opportunity. Usually people stay with the better opportunity. He goes, yeah, that wasn't true though. What do you mean? You lied? He goes, no, I didn't lie. They told me they're going to do all that stuff. They're going to pay me. They're going to do all this stuff. Okay, so what happened? They didn't pay. Huh? What do you mean? The better opportunity was a worse opportunity? Yeah. You know how many of these stories You know how many stories I've dealt with? People always think the grass is greener somewhere else. The reality is, Rabotai, when a person does not follow the Torah, when it comes to business laws, that means that they're following the Satan, the Malach HaMavit, the Sitra Achra. And such a person surely may have some good things that they do. But when good things come from other people's pain, they're no longer good. If somebody is giving tzedakah with stolen money, it's not tzedakah. When somebody is in a good mood as a result of hurting people, that's not exactly good. You're dancing around people's grave. When somebody does not know how to conduct themselves when it comes to business, and you don't have to be a business owner, you could be an employee, you could be a vendor, you could be a customer, all of these different things. When a person does not know how to be honest with their business dealings, unfortunately, Rabotai, the pain does not end. Now, I know you guys probably have a lot of questions, so I'm going to finish it off. I have a lot more material, Baruch Hashem, that I wanted to get into, but perhaps we'll get into another time, as Hashem will give us the strength. Most people think, oh, okay, so the people that don't go to yeshiva, they probably don't know this, or the people that are not so learned, they don't know this. But the people that are religious, this is not a problem to them, unless they're inherently bad people. Not necessary. The story I'm about to tell you, true story, it happened, it's documented in multiple places. And it was one of the most extraordinary miracles that happened at the time. One of the Chachamim from about 400 years ago, Rabbi Yoel Sirkis, they called him the Bach, after his Sefer. The Bach was Kodesh Kodeshim, extraordinary posek, an extraordinary Chacham, also an extraordinary Mekubal. And the Bach helped people from all over the world that would come to him with questions, with guidance. He would help them. One day, as he's teaching his students, comes in a couple, Jewish couple, look presentable, look well-to-do. And they say, we came from far away to speak to the Rav to get some guidance. But it's a private issue and we need everybody to leave. So, of course, the rabbi tells them, everybody leave. They see 1, 2, 3, everybody's leaving, except one guy. Say, wait. They see the guy's not leaving. He's sitting right next to the Bach. I said, Rabbi, you said everybody leave. He goes, no, he's not included. This is my protege. He's going to take over after I pass on. He's a genius. He's an angel. If the rabbi says, the rabbi was not exactly Mr. Compliments about that are empty compliments. If he says this guy's an angel, this guy's an angel. He's going to take over after the Bach. Great opportunity to even talk to next to this guy. Anyway, they tell him, Rabbi, we found a treasure that apparently was lost, and we have this enormous amount of money now. But the problem is that apparently this treasure came from royalty, because it has all types of things in it that come from royalty, gold and diamonds that have symbols of royalty, whether it be the church or it be the king. So we kept it hiding for a little while, and then we saw that there's a lookout for this treasure. So we decided to leave and come here, ask what to do. We found it. We didn't steal it. But we don't know what to do. I know even if we give it, he goes, listen, according to the Torah, you found it, you didn't steal it or anything like that, you're allowed to keep it according to the Torah, but to protect yourself, move to a different city, change location, change everything. Over there, they're not going to know you. They're not going to know that you weren't wealthy until now or anything like that. And that's it. Okay. So they listened to the rabbi. They moved on. Years passed. And that protege, although he learned an enormous amount of Torah, You're supposed to be the one that took over after the Bach. This is not a regular person. But when you learn Torah, but you're still connected to wasting seed, to immorality, to filth, that Torah only empowers the Sitra Achra. And therefore that Torah eventually became like the drug of death for this person. And he decided to abandon the Torah. But he wanted to stay important. He wanted to stay relevant. So he decided to join the church. Over there in the church, their number one guests is Jews that have gone against God, gone against the Torah. They will invest every single penny that they have in their treasures just to get one Jew. One Jew in their eye is worth more than 1,000,000 goyim. Go and to any church that does the missionary work. Go see where they spend the vast majority of their money. You'll see the vast majority of their money. They're willing to spend literally $1 billion to hopefully get one, not hopefully, in their mind hopefully, to get one Jew to abandon God and become an idol worshiper like them, over 1,000 goyim in Indonesia, in Africa, and wherever it is. How do you know? Look at the world. It's 8 billion goyim. Only a few million Jews. But a majority, you see, an enormous amount of money, as far as missionary work, to go after the Jews. Why? Go get all 8 billion goyim to become Christians, Catholics, Protestants, whatever you want them to be. No, we want the Jew. Why? That's the way it is. So this Jew, this heretic that learned a lot of Torah but stayed corrupt within, eventually abandoned the Torah, joined the church. And of course, since he had an enormous background in the Torah, he escalated the ladder of idolatry very, very quickly. They made him from somebody very important in the church, and he wanted to go and be in the category of becoming one of the next cardinals and perhaps even the next pope. But he had to make a statement. So he sent letters to all of the very important figures of the church from around the world, all the cardinals, all the chief idolaters around the world, that he's calling a meeting because he wants to show everyone how God spoke to him and uncovered a secret. In those days, there's no planes, there's no trains, there's horse and carriages and ships. But when there's such an announcement from someone that could potentially be the next pope, everybody comes. Worldwide meeting gathers. And as part of the event, you also invite a few outside guests. The day comes, and one of the guests is Rabbi the Bach. The Bach doesn't know why the church would invite him. He has no idea who invited him even. He changed his name, the guy. Instead of Yankele, he's now Christopher. So the Bach comes, has no idea what to do, why do I have to come here? But he knows that he can't say no or it's death penalty. So he comes to this meeting. This big hall. And as he's standing there waiting, all the people, important people coming into this big field, this big place, he looks to his right and he sees a couple of Jewish people that look familiar. And who is it? It's that couple. From many, many years before. So, oh, how are you, Rabbi? What are you doing here? I got invited. What about you? We also got invited. Who invited you? We don't know. It's some pastor, some priest. We don't know who he is. Some Christopher. As they're waiting over there, they both look, and approaching them is the guy that gathered all of it, created all of it, in charge of all of it, and invited them. And as he gets closer and closer, the Bach starts to recognize this face, and in an instant realizes what is about to happen. This is his wayward former student that now is going to disclose what he heard at a time he was still good, at a time he was supposed to be the protege. And he's going to bring a blood libel, a massacre, a pogrom to Klal Yisrael, chas v'shalom. And this Rasha says to everyone, gather everyone, I would like to show you what God has shown me. Okay? Everyone is eager to hear what this former Jew has to say. They've come far away. You see, God speaks to me. Now, if you say that in the church, everybody believes you because they think that God speaks to them, even though it's either a demon speaking to them and not God, or they just speak to themselves and pretend it's God. God speaks to me, he says, and he uncovered a great mystery that I'm about to disclose to all of you. A mystery unlike anything you've ever heard. A mystery that was worthwhile for you to come here from all over the world to hear. Everyone, okay, get to the point already. As the Bach sees what's about to happen, and he has eye contact with this Rasha. As he's walking towards him, the Bach says to him, yes, tell us what you saw. And at that moment, the Bach's holiness, perhaps Kabbalah Ma'asit, made the guy a mute. Suddenly, couldn't talk. He forgot. Forgot everything. Forgot why he's there. Now people are getting impatient. No! What did you hear? What did he say? And the guy's looking at them, dumbfounded. not sure what they want, not sure why he's there. And of course, they ran out of patience and they killed him. And the Bach and those couple and the rest of Klal Yisrael that lived that part of the world in Europe were miraculously saved. You see, Rabotai Karim, there are many stories just like this that have happened to Klal Yisrael, where Chachmei Yisrael simply were given the hand by Kadosh Baruch Hu to save us, to help us, because one of us went against. The famous debates that put Am Yisrael in danger have always been spearheaded by people that were formerly Jewish, formerly good. For example, the Ramban's famous debate in Barcelona. The guy that started the whole thing, that forced the whole thing, was a former Bachur in Yeshiva, to decide that he wants to get honor, and therefore it's easier for him to get honor in the church than in the Bet Midrash. Had the Ramban lost that debate, there would be forced conversions and blood being spilled all over the streets. And this has happened countless times. Now, what's the connection between all of this? You see, Rabotai, the Torah says that if someone learns a lot of Torah, we're not talking about someone who doesn't learn Torah. Why? Because someone who doesn't learn Torah, a Jew that doesn't learn Torah has no share of the world to come. He's done. So we're not even going to waste our time on people that are corrupt and they don't learn Torah, because there's simply no way to be righteous if you don't learn Torah, because all of the righteous laws come from the Torah. There's no righteous laws of mankind. We spoke about that earlier. One country permits it, the other one throws you in jail for 25 years. One law says is allowed, the other one says is not allowed. It's the same, it's just insanity. Laws of the Torah are right. Laws of the Torah are righteous. So someone learns a lot of Torah. A lot of Torah. He learns the Gemara, he learns the Poskim, he learns Shulchan Aruch, he learns Rishonim, Achronim, he learns Chasidut, he learns everything. But he stays corrupt. He stays corrupt. He stays arrogant. Stays stingy. Stays angry. Stays corrupt in his business. Guess what? Even if he learned all of the Torah, the Gemara says, a Talmid Chacham, someone who learns a lot of Torah, that has bad midot, a dead animal in the market that's rotting, that's smelly, that's disgusting, that they can't wait for somebody to, get it out of there and bury it somewhere. People cannot walk next to it. All the maggots and disgusting things that are happening to it. But it's there. Everyone looks at it, aside from being disgusted by his body being split open and all types of stuff eating him, it also smells horrible. If you ever went into a place, whether it's a house or a room, wherever, where there was a dead animal in there, after a few hours, the smell is so, not a few hours even, sometimes a few minutes, but after a day, the smell is so horrific, you cannot walk into the room. The Gemara says, that dead animal that's rotting over there, that smells horrible, unbearable, that dead animal is better than that corrupt chacham. Because at least that animal is serving its purpose. But that chacham that knows a lot, but does not do it. He knows a lot, but he's arrogant still. He's corrupt in his business still. He's still bad. Not only he's not doing what he's supposed to, he's not doing what he's supposed to even after knowing the instructions. There's nothing worse than him. So you see, Rabotai Karim, business laws, we can go and talk about it for 500 years and we still didn't scratch the surface. Business laws in Judaism are very much a big deal. Because if you can't do business right, you can't serve Hashem right. You could pretend like you are, but the moment that you go in front of the place where there are no more lies, in front of the place where there's no more stories, in front of the place where there's no more time or the concept of time, in the Bed Din of Shamayim, the first question that they ask you, did you conduct your business be'emunah? You understood that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching every transaction that you do. And you know they know the answer. And you know that the answer is not in your favor. You've already failed the bare minimum. If you're still in this world, and you've had the merit to learn this, whether it's tonight, in this lecture, or any other time, that's because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to give you a chance to fix before it's too late. And maybe His will that all of those that watch, all of those that hear, all of those that know, and all of those that need to, will do the tshuva that's necessary in how they conduct themselves when it comes to business, and follow the ways of Hashem, and don't have to pretend anymore, because it's simply more profitable to go in the way of the king. Derech HaMelech. With that being said, Rabotai, you guys could ask some questions. Zot Hashem, we'll try to answer them. Kadosh Baruch Hu will give us the answers. Hi, Rabbi. I recently ordered kiruv items and it's hard for me to give it. Is there any way I can give it back and someone can actually give it out, or do you have any advice? Well, if you ordered items from us, that means that you cost us a bunch of money. We invested a lot of money in. We shipped it. We boxed it. At the very least, you should distribute it. And if you can't distribute it, for whatever excuse you have, the least you can do is get somebody else to do it, even if it costs you money, because you already have taken advantage of the kindness of the organization and the people that donate to it. Don't be a bigger burden by asking us to now pay even more money to go and ship it again, pay for it again, box it again, do everything again, and you are just relieved of the responsibility that you chose for yourself. We didn't ask you to do it. You chose to do it. You chose to order books and cards and whatever it is. I don't even know who you are. You chose to. We took the time, the money, the efforts to get it to you. I can assure you, doesn't matter what box you ordered or how many boxes, it costs us hundreds of dollars. Box of books. Each box has 20 books. The shipping itself, it's going to cost $40, $50, $60. The box of the books themselves, a few $100s. That means that without calculating man hours, work, time, all that stuff, just simply the goods themselves is hundreds of dollars. the least you can do is give it out. If you don't want to give it out, you go and take the time and the money and the effort and go give it to somebody. Why? Because the obligation is on you. Now, if you still refuse to do that, certainly you can send it back, but I can tell you that you're still not free of your obligation because you cost us money, and therefore you have to donate the money. Otherwise, it's simply considered like you stole. Could Hashem be called Jehovah Knows? No. Could Hashem be called Secret Mystery? No. All these names are Goyim names. Would you consider teaching our prophets in depth, chapter by chapter, so we may study correctly? It will take too much time. No. I heard a rabbi say that hell is just overwhelming suffering a sinner feels when his soul enters the unfiltered reality, and that hell only lasts 12 months. What do you think? I have a whole film about it. It's called Gehinnom the Movie. Go to my channel, the same channel that you're in right now. Gehinnom is Gehinnom. You'll see about a 3-hour movie there. In that film, there are over 170 sources that are quoted and shown on the screen that you can check yourself from across all spectrums of the Torah, from the written Torah, the 5 books of Moses, the prophets, the writings, the Mishnah, the Gemara, the Talmud Yerushalmi, Talmud Bavli, the Shulchan Aruch, the Rambam, Sifrei Hasidut, the Zohar Kadosh. Literally, all spectrums of the Torah were covered. And you'll see how not only there are definitive answers to the questions that you're asking, but also how the person that calls themselves a rabbi or whatever they call themselves, that said that Gehinnom is not fire, suffering, and Gehinnom is this nonsense that you just described in their name, those people will be among those that will suffer in Gehinnom the most. So, the one common denominator about all punishment deniers, all Gehinnom deniers, punishment deniers, one common denominator about them is that, number one, they don't bring any sources for what they say, because sources do not exist for what they say. Number two, they do not teach about any form of punishment, even in this world. And any normal person that sees the world today knows that there has to be punishment. Why? Because this world is a example, if you will, of reality. So, just like, for example, when somebody watches a movie, assuming, let's say it's a kosher movie, even if it's, they are watching a sample of reality, what could happen. What could happen under certain conditions. So the same thing with this world. So a person that lives in this world knows that if you commit a crime, no matter where you live, you commit murder, you commit rape, you steal, you rob, you do something wrong, and you get caught, there's punishment. You go to jail, you can get tortured, you can get death penalty. There's all types of different punishments for different things. So if this material world that has kings of flesh and blood already understands that there has to be reward and punishment, there cannot be a free-for-all system in order for it to be just. Even though the rules they have are corrupt, the reason for the rules is just, meaning there has to be rules. Everyone knows there has to be rules. If you were just allowed to do whatever you want, you're allowed to kill and steal from whoever you want, whenever you want, then obviously this would be mayhem. So everyone knows there has to be rules, there has to be reward, there has to be punishment. You can't just drive the way you want because you're endangering other people. You can't just take whatever you want because then you are a hazardous to society. So there has to be rules. So if the creation knows there has to be rules and those rules are enforced by reward and punishment, then why would anybody that has an inkling of wisdom and truth within them ever think that the King of Kings, the creator of all creations, does not also have rules for those that violate his Torah and the purpose of this world? Why would there not be rules? Why would there not be any consequence? So anyone that actually ever thinks about this, even without reading all the sources or watching my film, knows that it's impossible for there to be a just God that does not enforce punishment. And just like the punishment for things in this world are harsh, the punishment in the eternal world are infinitely more harsh. Why? Because there's infinitely more reward for those that do what Hashem says than what's available here. If somebody does good for somebody, the most they can benefit is something temporary. But if somebody does what Hashem says, the most they can benefit is infinitely. And just like the reward is infinite, so is the punishment. So if you want to educate yourself about reward and punishment, which is the foundation of the Torah, foundation of understanding God, then watch the film. And if you want to even further study, you just simply write down the sources of all the things that I mentioned in the film. There are over 170 sources, and you're going to be flabbergasted that anyone even dares denying what the truth is about the Torah and reward and punishment, especially if they call themselves a rabbi. And in general, the third common denominator among the deniers is that they're all corrupt people. Not just corrupt in Torah, they're corrupt people. They are liars, pathological liars that will lie in order to, fulfill their agenda. So the conclusion is, Su me'anashim ha'reshaim ha'ele. Run away from these wicked people and save yourself before you get punished with them. That's what Hashem told Am Yisrael right before Hashem opened up the mouth of Gehinnom to swallow Korach, which is in itself a proof that there has to be punishment, because the Torah specifically says in no less than 2 places that Korach is burning in Gehinnom until the second. So what, he's the only one that is burning in Gehinnom, but a person that doesn't even keep Shabbat, a person that's killing, a person that's committing adultery, he doesn't go to Gehinnom? Only Korach and his followers are going to Gehinnom, he's going to suffer in fire and forever, and the rest of the criminals after him, no go? Hitler doesn't go to Gehinnom? They all just feel uncomfortable? So anyone that has a brain and a little bit of honesty in them knows that there is a truth that they're completely unaware of. And Baruch Hashem, we worked many, many years to gather the information, to present it the right way, and we have a whole film about it, which is a something that has helped quite a few people, Baruch Hashem. Let's see. What do you think of World War III? World War III in the Torah is called Gog U'Magog. That's going to be the last war, where the culmination of it is going to be the Moshiach is going to come, and all of the enemies of God and the Torah and are going to be destroyed. The Satan, who's also called Yetzirah and also called Malach HaMavet, and multiple other names, is simply an angel that serves God. He's not in competition with God like they think in Christianity and other idolatrous religions. He's simply a servant of God, and his responsibility is to be the resistance in order to justify the reward, or justify the punishment for someone that goes against. If there was no resistance, then there's no reason to reward or punish. Let's see. What makes a young Ben Torah go to cash advance? It's hard to believe he's doing it for the money because he simply learns Torah. I have a friend in this business. It's very hard to convince him. Well, the vast majority of people that go into cash advance, that people that were in yeshiva, that are religious, and they go into cash advance, they're going in there naive. They don't realize that they are in a predatory lending, that they're going to destroy people's lives. They don't know anything about the world and how people are being destroyed as a result of this. They just know what they want, which is they want to make money. And this thing has the advertisement that you can make a lot of money in a short period of time without having skills, without having degrees. So they have their outcome that they want, and they think that they found it, especially since there are rabbis in their communities that are, in so many words, partners with the cash advance businesses, and are telling people it's okay to do it. And that's why I said those rabbis will go to Gehinnom and never come out. But it doesn't matter. Anybody that goes into the business, I could pretty much feel confident to say that the vast majority of people that go into that business are unaware of the magnitude of the damage that they're going to be causing people from their actions initially. But everyone knows, without exception, everyone knows that it's a predatory, corrupt business within a few months of being in it. Why? Because that initial customer that you signed on is now calling, crying, and complaining because you destroyed his life with that loan. And when you start seeing that all your customers are literally on the verge of bankruptcy, or in bankruptcy as a result of what you did while you made money out of it, then you realize this is corrupt, predatory business. There's nobody on planet Earth that thinks that this is not a horrible business or that this is not a horrible product. But they do it because their lust for money is more than their love for God and more than their fear of God. And this is not something that just started now. This has happened, unfortunately, in every generation across the world, in Morocco, in Poland, in England, in Germany, in Spain. So it's something that's unfortunately plagued the Jewish people for several thousand years. The Jewish nation is in exile to gather the converts and to return to Eretz Yisrael. What happens to the Noahides who couldn't convert? The Noahides that don't convert, if they're righteous Noahides, they'll also survive the time of Moshiach. And there's 2/3 of the world will be destroyed in the war of Gog U'Magog initially. And the last third will be purified, meaning not the whole last third will survive, but many will. And of course, if you do the math, there's about 9 billion people in the world. 2/3 is 6 billion, so that leaves 3 billion people. Let's say a refining process, just for argument's sake, or extreme, let's say half of them don't survive even. 1.5 billion people. So if there's 1.5 billion people, it can't be all Jews. Why? Right now, there's maybe 20 million Jews that we know of, which includes the few million religious ones and the majority that are not religious. So obviously, even if you include, even let's say everybody became religious, everybody survived, all the Jews, 20 million, Jews survived, still means if there's 1.5 billion people, obviously, the majority are non-Jews. But they're righteous people. Okay. Hashem only judges the acts of sin and not the thoughts of it. That's not 100% correct. Thoughts of idolatry are considered sinful. What Torah portion brings you comfort? All of them. Learning Torah is the greatest thing in the world. And the more you understand it, the more comfort it gives you. Are Jews the only chosen people? Yes. God decided who to choose. He chose only the Jewish people. But not every Jew that's born a Jew is considered righteous. If you follow the Torah, then you're part of the chosen people. If you go against the Torah, a Jew that goes against the Torah is worse than a non-Jew that follows it. That even if the non-Jew goes against the Torah and a Jew goes against the Torah, the Jew is worse. Because when a Jew goes against the Torah, they become the worst part of creation. Do you think that only Jews will survive World War III? No, I just explained that. No. Majority of people are going to be non-Jews. Bring you up? No, I don't have people online. Where is it read the thoughts. Go to Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah. Why is only Reuven, Shimon, and Levi mentioned as the head of the tribes when approaching Paro with Moshe? Where is Yehuda? The tribes did not come with Moshe to Paro. Initially, there was the Skinim that were supposed to come with Paro, but then they supposed to come with Moshe to go to Paro, but then they got scared. So only Moshe and Aaron went to Paro. None of the leaders of the tribes came. What happened to the rabbis that are promoting the cash advance? Aren't they supposed to be right? Oh, cruel? Yeah, there's cruel people that pretend to be all types of things. There's cruel doctors, there's cruel lawyers, there's cruelty in every part of the world, but there's also some good. There's certainly good rabbis, there's certainly some good doctors. As hard as it is to believe, I'm assuming there is good lawyers. I've never met one. Is it allowed to read GPS Tanakh or only Art Scroll Stone Edition? Me'abachad to convert, Bezat Hashem. GPS Tanakh is not a reliable translation. There are many mistakes in it, and that's why Orthodox Jews do not use it. Art Scroll is the most reliable publisher in the world today as far as the English language is concerned. They're comprised of Talmidei Chachamim that are loyal to the Torah. They're very, very good at what they do also. So that's the most reliable. Doesn't mean it's perfect in every aspect, but it's certainly the best thing you could possibly have. And JPS is, unfortunately not very good. Not very good. As far as Bacha for converting, Bacha is Hashem, you convert if you're worthy. It's not for me to bless you. It's for you to sanctify yourself. How you act, what you do. If you do all the necessary things, then certainly Hashem will open up the doors and help you succeed. The Bacha that I can give is worthless in that aspect because there's so much that's in your hands. Do you like the Talmud? Yeah, of course. I have Masechet Kiddushim here, Masechet Pesachim here, the entire set of Talmud Bavli over there, the entire set of Talmud Yerushalmi over there. So I guess you can say I like the Talmud, yes. All Orthodox Jew loves the Talmud because the Talmud is the oral Torah. I'm a Muslim, what do I get considered as? In the world, there are Jews and there are non-Jews. Now, Jews can either be righteous or wicked. A righteous Jew is a righteous Jew, and a wicked Jew is a wicked Jew. Now, obviously, there could be wicked idolater. It could be a wicked. That's a Jew. That's an idolater. It could be a wicked. Atheist, which is another form of idolatry. The same concept with a non-Jew. It could be a righteous non-Jew, which we call a righteous Noahide, and there is a wicked non-Jew, which is an idolater. Now, as a Muslim, it depends. If you follow the extreme fanatic teachers in Islam that tell you to destroy the Jews, and the Jews are the enemy, and that the Torah that they have is not real, then you are an enemy of God. But if you are a decent person and you don't follow the extreme fanaticism, in fact, you know that the Jews are the chosen people, and you can obviously understand the difference between righteous Jews and wicked ones, just like you can understand righteous and wicked among the rest of the people in the world. And if you follow the Torah, you're perfectly fine. Now, as far as the Quran itself is concerned, Quran is problematic because the Quran in itself is a heretical, anti-Semitic, and anti-everything, man-made mistake. It has endless mistakes in it. It contradicts the Torah, and unfortunately promotes hatred. So, even though you were born Muslim, doesn't mean you have to stay that way. You could be a righteous Noahide by following the teachings of the Torah that apply to you, and still remain a non-Jew. You can still remain a non-Jew. You don't have to be Jewish in order to fulfill your purpose in this world and to be righteous. Unlike Christianity and Islam, the Jews don't believe that everybody has to convert. There are some people that certainly would do better off if they converted to Judaism. And there are some people that the answer is no, they don't need to convert, but they could still be righteous, they could still fulfill their purpose. They could still succeed, still go to heaven without converting. If I don't like the clients and I do MCA, merchant cash advance business, is it kosher? No. Merchant cash advance business, in its nature, it's a predatory business. When you take 40, 50, 60, 70% interest or more from people, you are desecrating God's name, you're stealing from people, and you're simply not understanding how much damage you're causing people and yourself. Now, as far as the excuse that people say, yeah, but they knew it's 100% interest, but they signed off, they agreed. This argument does not hold water when it comes to halacha, in the same way as someone that says, well, I gambled against somebody else, and both of us knew that we could win or we could lose. So it's not considered stealing, because the Torah says that someone that gambles, when you win, you're considered like you're stealing. Why? Because the guy that lost to you didn't think he's going to lose. If he thought he was going to lose, he wasn't going to play. Nobody goes into gambling thinking that they're going to lose. Even if they think that they're high likelihood of losing, they still don't play because they know they're going to lose. They play because they believe that they're going to win. So when he gives you the money that that he lost to you as a result of the game, he doesn't actually want to give you the money. So in essence, you're taking the money from him against his will, which is considered stealing. Now, the fact that he agreed to the rules before the game started does not hold its water when it comes to halacha, because like I said, he agreed to the rules because he assumed he was going to win. The same concept with people that are agreeing to the terms of borrowing money with predatory rates of 40, 50%, 100%, all of these other cash advance rates. The people that are agreeing to it, meaning they're signing forms saying, I will borrow the money and I'll, under these horrible conditions, they're not agreeing to it because they think it's okay. They're agreeing to it because they're assuming they're going to somehow beat the system in some way, either by making a lot of money in their business that will more than compensate for the predatory rates that makes it impossible, or that the damage is not going to be as bad because they'll be able to refinance the loan for a normal rate, or many other different reasons. In so many words, when somebody signs that type of document, they're not really agreeing to the terms. They're in essence just getting what they want, and then trying to figure out if they could fix the terms after the fact. So it's like, for example, when adults play in gambling, there's no changing the rules. But when kids play with each other, all types of games, you see, especially when they're little, they change the rules all the time. They play, okay, listen, we're going to play tag. All right, fine. So you're going to be the tagger, and I'm going to run away. All right, fine. Okay, they start running, and he sees, he caught him right away because he's faster. He goes, no, you're not. What? No, I caught you. No, but the grass, I was on the grass. Okay, so what do you mean? But what's the grass? No, the grass is a base. The grass is base. You're not allowed to catch me on the grass. Oh, okay, fine. All right, so he waits a little while longer. And he runs after him. He catches him. No, you can't catch me. Why? Because I took a break. Well, how did I know? No, because I got tired. So you can't catch me when I'm tired. Oh, okay, fine. All right, fine. All right, so you can't catch me tired. Then starts running again. No. What happened? No, I was on the red stones. You can't catch me on the red stones. Okay, all right, can't catch you. What happened? Why is the kids doing that? Because they're little kids. And they can change the rules as much as they want, and they have fun doing it, and it's fine because they're little kids. But adults can't change the rules. Adults can't change the rules. So what does it have to do with the whole cash advance halacha aspect of it? Is that the people that sign the contract are signing the contract as if they're a kid. Meaning, they're signing the contract, not because they agree to the terms, but because they assume that they can act like a kid after they sign the contract, and they can somehow beat the system, either change the rules or replace the rules or all types of other things. That they're going to find a red stone, or they're going to find the grass that they could hide in and not be destroyed by the predators of the cash advance collectors. They assume, and they unfortunately assume wrong. And that's why everyone knows that the cash advance business is inherently a predatory business. Everyone knows. It's not a secret. It's not something I invented. The Attorney General in New York is prosecuting one company after another, finding them millions and in some cases billions of dollars because of their predatory nature. This is not some rumor I'm spreading. Everyone knows, including the people that are in the cash advance business, know that it's a predatory business. If you just wanted to be in the lending business, go work for a bank. Lend money for normal rates and, have them sign the forms. You say, no, but they don't pay as much commission. Okay, why don't they pay as much commission? Because they're not robbing people. When you rob people, you destroy them, and the lender knows that this guy that just borrowed the money pretty much just signed away his own death certificate, his own financial death certificate. So they're willing to give you a big spiff because they know that they just got this guy, that's it. Whatever he just signed off as collateral, whatever he just signed off, that's theirs. He just borrowed $50,000. He gave them $100,000, $200,000, $400,000 worth of collateral. That's it. They know that even if he doesn't pay the loan, in some cases they prefer he doesn't pay the loan. Why? Because they want the collateral. They want the collateral. So it's a corrupt business. It's also full of lies. The people that are running it simply are pathological liars. The people that work in it are pathological liars. And in so many words, you could just, if you're in the business, you know this. I don't have to teach this. From the beginning of the call to the end of every single call, you will never find truth in there. You will find moments of truth surrounded by lies. Lies about names, lies about associations, lies about security, lies about all types of assurance. Nobody is honest in that business. MC is expensive because it's unsecured loan. That's not true. That's not true at all. what is the prophet referring to in this verse? Go open up an art scroll, see what the sages said in the commentary, and you'll understand what it says. You can't read the Torah without commentary by the sages of Am Yisrael. You're not going to understand anything, not just that one verse. You're not going to understand anything. Okay, we'll take one more question. We'll finish. Well, how many times a day does a person have to do cheshbon nefesh? Depends where they are in their life. Depends where they are in their life. There's some chachamim, tzaddikim did cheshbon nefesh before every single act. They checked. Somebody just starting out doing tshuva, starting out connecting to Hashem, to ask him to do check everything they do before they do it. They're going to think it's impossible. They're going to abandon everything. So, in so many words, the ideal place that everybody could get to is to simply make sure that before they do anything, they know it's allowed and not forbidden. Before they get a certain job, before they go to specific places, eat specific things. In so many words, don't do anything that you don't know whether it's allowed or not. That's already a very, very big difference. If somebody does that, they'll show some level of yirat shamayim, some level of fear of Hashem before they do anything. That's already a very, very big progress for the vast majority of people, because most people operate their life without thinking about the Torah. They operate their life with thinking about their desires. The same thing as these so-called ben Torahs, these bachurim that are going into the cash advance business. They're not thinking about the outcome from the client perspective or the victims. They're thinking their own desires. And when a person thinks of their own desires, they're not different than an animal. They're not different than an animal. And that's why the Torah says somebody that learns Torah but they have bad character traits, meaning they don't think about the Torah before they act. A dead animal is better than them. Why? Because at least that dead animal served its purpose. What can we do for you, or do you suggest we take on for you in order for your surgery to go well and that your health improves quickly? People can do whatever they want. I mean, I don't expect people to do anything for me. If somebody wants to, somebody benefits from our shiurim, somebody benefited from them, they want to do something, that's their decision. It's their decision. There's certainly a few people that are praying, reading Tehillim. Some are taking on learning more Torah. Some have made some donations to our organization to help support and to do the mitzvah of kiruv. Everybody's doing whatever they can. I mean, if somebody really cares about me and what I want, number one thing that I always want is for people to support everything that we're doing, donating to Bezrat Hashem, because by supporting Bezrat Hashem, it's not just supporting me. It's supporting the Klal Yisrael. It's supporting all of Am Yisrael that benefits from it. The organization is bigger than me. The organization is Baruch Hashem, whether it's the books or the lectures or the videos or the team or the Bedin, the Kollels, the Talmidim that are doing tshuva, that are converting, all of that stuff. If somebody cares about me as far as what I want, what I think, number one thing that you can do is to donate it and get other people to donate to Bezrat Hashem. That's the number one thing. If people can do that, that'd be great. Aside from that, of course, people could distribute the books that we have. People could, learn more Torah, do other mitzvot. Those are all very good. But the biggest thing is to help Klal Yisrael do tshuva, and that's number one thing. Now, as far as anyone that's placing orders Most likely you're not going to get them anytime soon. So you could place the orders. It's just that you have to be patient. The orders are not going to come out until after the surgery and recovery and all that stuff. How does the merchant cash advance desecrate the Torah? I have a film. It's called Ora Ganuz. In there, it talks about different chachamim that spoke about this industry over the years, over the centuries. It's forbidden. In general, anyone that is violating the Torah is desecrating the Torah. And merchant cash advance business is violating the Torah in many different ways. Number one, it's considered like you're stealing from people. Number two, it's considered chilul Hashem. Number three, lending money to people with high interest is not allowed if those people are actually accommodating you and they're good to you. So there's a lot of different things that people are simply unaware of, and they're relying on the simply their desires to do this. If you read the book that we have called Ochachot V'Tochachot, written by our own dear Av Bedin Rav Ephraim, in that book Ochachot V'Tochachot, the last segment is a halachic answer that no rabbi on planet Earth can dispute. And that answer shows all of the different reasons of why cash advance is forbidden. And no one can dispute it. No one can argue against it. No one. I've actually offered already for a few years. Anyone that wants to write a tshuva to prove otherwise, and they successfully do it, they prove that cash advance is allowed, I want to give them $100,000. But nobody is. Oh, and by the way, this is a psak that's coming out soon. Cash advance is forbidden. It's considered gezer goy, chilul Hashem, increases anti-Semitism, and many, many other things. In so many words, somebody that's in the cash advance business, whether they're the broker, the owner, the clerk, the bookkeeper, they're part of this chilul Hashem. It's no different than being part of the Nazi army. There were 150,000 Jews that fought for Hitler. In at least one case, one of them was an Orthodox Jew. The rest of them seems like they were not exactly religious people. But nonetheless, Hitler had 150,000 Jews in his army. So if you think that's okay, then you could say that merchant cash advances is okay. But if you realize that being in a Nazi army is not okay, then you should realize that being in a merchant cash advances is also not okay. That's not hard to understand. The Rambam says that if you lend money to go without interest, it's an avera. Not true. Learn the tshuva, and don't assume that you know it better. I've been studying this for years. My Rav wrote a whole tshuva about it. Don't assume that you just discovered the wheel. Realize where you stand. You don't know about the subject anywhere near as much as you think you do. And you also don't know about the industry anywhere as much as you think you do. I'm not only coming to you from a halachic perspective. I'm also coming to you from I was on Wall Street for nearly 20 years. I know a thing or two. All right. Okay, guys. Okay, Rabotai, thank you very much for learning with me. Hashem bless each and every one of you that is going to learn and publicize these shurim and support our organization. Anyone that wants to support could donate on bezalhashem.org. You could donate via YouTube. You could send a check. You could wire. You could do a lot of different things to support and to help us do all the wonderful things that we do. Bezat Hashem, we will have Hashem's mercy and succeed in this journey that we are about to go on. B'ezrat Hashem, we will learn with you guys soon. Call to B'chal v'Hatzlacha.
I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend. We did it. AI Rabbi is here. It's an AI model that is based on kosher Torah sources, 30 different languages that are available to you. So if you want to ask it in Spanish, in Chinese, Portuguese, whatever you want to do, it's available for you. Can you tell me about Rabbi Akiva? So it's time-stamped to the shiur. You press this green button, AI Rabbi on your WhatsApp. You'll have the ability to ask questions at will. You'll be provided sources, and most importantly, you'll be able to know the truth and be able to rely on the sources.